It's my privilege to call my friend Dr. G.V. Rao. G.V. will be talking about POEM and will be showing an excellent video on that.
Yeah, conventionally, patients with achalasia cardia are offered either pharmacotherapy, endoscopic pneumatic balloon dilatation, a botulinum toxin injection, or Heller's cardiomyotomy, which is the gold standard. And we have this the open or the laparoscopic cardiomyotomy, which is the gold standard, wherein we split the muscle from outside inside. Now, there has been an endoscopic innovation of late, wherein we cut this, the circular muscle sphincter from inside endoscopically after we make a mucous tunnel, and it is termed as peroral endoscopic myotomy, or the POEM. Basically, this was first reported by Pashricha, and subsequently the first human case was done by Inouye in 2010. And all types of achalasia cardia are an indication for this, including sigmoid esophagus. Post-dilatation, post-surgical candidates are also candidates for this. And even esophageal motility disorders like hypertensive lower esophageal sphincter and esophageal spasm can be managed with this technique. Basically, we have certain equipment, actually a standard gastroscope, which is fitted onto with a transparent hood for good view and also for retraction. And the scope passes through this over tube. And we have various injecting catheters that are used to make a subcutaneous tunnel using indigocaramine or methylene blue, or some type of mucolytic agents like hyaluronidase-based solutions which can be used to create a submucous tunnel. And we have umpteen number of endoscopic accessories. There are cutting, coagulating, and approximating accessories that are used to do this procedure. I'll not run into this, but I'll just show you the video just to show you that a standard gastroscope procedure done under endotracheal general anesthesia. We have this transparent hood that is fixed onto the tip of the standard gastroscope, and it is fixed onto the thing. And the entire procedure is done under endotracheal general anesthesia, not local anesthesia. A carbon dioxide insufflation is a must. No air is used, and we have standard diathermy equipment that is available on spray coagulation. We make a submucosal elevation about 10 to 12 centimeters above the G junction here, injecting methylene blue or indigocaramine. That's how you raise the submucosal, create a submucosal plane here. And you make a vertical incision about 1 to 1.5 centimeter using any of these cutting accessories. Here we are using a triangular knife to make an incision, a vertical incision which goes cranial cephalad direction about 1 to 1.5 centimeters. Now, once you have created this incision, you get into the submucosal plane, and here with the help of the wood, which acts as an elevator, a retractor, we inject the solution to make, lift up get into the submucosal plane, and using various accessories, here we are using a triangular knife and spray coagulation to create a submucosal tunnel. This is the most important part of the entire procedure. You can see we get a very beautiful plane submucosally. And the entire procedure is done under direct vision. The hood, transparent hood, acts as a retractor and also provides some sort of a compression for any minor bleeds that occur during this procedure. As we go down making the subcutaneous tunnel, usually we make a tunnel almost about 15 centimeters, 10 centimeters on the gastric side, 5 centimeters on the 10 centimeters on the esophageal side, and 5 centimeters on the gastric side. And as we keep going, whenever we have difficulty in making the space, we again inject the submucosal, the solution is injected so that we get a better delineation of the thing. On the right, you see the circular muscles. On the left, you have the mucosa, which is there, and this is the submucosal plane, wherein we have the loose areolar tissue, which can be easily separated by spray coagulation. The amount of depth that you go into the go down the esophagus can be assessed periodically by withdrawing the scope from the submucosal tunnel and going into the lumen of the esophagus to check whether you have reached the adequate dissection on the gastric side. You can see these are the vessels that we encounter. These are the circular muscles here. You can see that I'm coming out now, and I'm going in the lumen of the esophagus to check how far we have gone down into the esophagus, and then you go down into the stomach, retrovert, check whether the dissection has been carried out onto the gastric side. You can see that that is the methylene blue there, staining on the gastric side. So we still have to continue some more dissection for about 4 to 5 centimeters on the gastric side, so that we get that we can cut the circular muscles on the gastric side subsequently. So here we injecting again this saline with some amount of methylene blue or indigocaramine here. And then again we proceed. This is a dissection on the gastric side. You can see this very beautiful plane we get using this triangular knife, and you can use any of the other accessories that are available. Basically, it's a non-contact dissection. Basically, you're just using a spray coagulation to create this plane. So as and when you're doing, this absolutely requires very good control. If you don't have any good control, obviously this can traumatize the mucosa on the left side. Cutting the circular muscles on the right side may not be a problem, but because subsequently you have to do that part, but cutting the mucosa on the other side may end up with small mucosal tears on the on the mucosal side. This has to be avoided. So this is the most important part of the entire procedure, wherein we make this entire submucosal tunnel starting about 10 to 12 centimeters above the GE junction, go on to about 5 centimeters onto the gastric side. So almost about 15 centimeters submucosal tunnel is made, and the subsequent myotomy starts almost about 3 to 4 centimeters below this incision. You can see this. I'm going back again, make sure I made adequate subcutaneous tunnel. And now I start cutting the circular muscles here. You can see this. This is circular muscle fibers here. You can elevate you can see the cleavage between the longitudinal muscle layer and the circular muscle layer here very clearly. You can see this is the circular muscle I'm cutting here from above downwards, starting from about 2 to 3 centimeters below the point where I made the mucosal incision. And I hope you can appreciate the circular muscles are onto the Kefauver direct 12 o'clock direction now. You can see this. And I'm just splitting only the circular muscles here. The longitudinal muscles fibers are absolutely intact. In areas it is likely that we might injure some of these fibers, but as far as possible, we try to avoid splitting or cutting the longitudinal muscle fibers. And you can see this is by pure retraction, we cut this circular muscle fibers. Either you pull it down like this, or the subsequent part of the dissection I can show you, then we can just lift the thing and push it down with this triangular hook. I hope you can appreciate the longitudinal muscle fibers in the, at 12 o'clock position. So these are the circular muscle fibers that are being cut. So these are the longitudinal muscle fibers here, and this is the circular. We have a very beautiful cleavage between the longitudinal and the circular muscle coat here. And now here you can see these are the longitudinal fibers here. This is the longitudinal fibers here. These are the circular muscles fibers here. So we continue cutting this, and then we make sure that we go across the GE junction almost about 3 to 4 centimeters onto the gastric side, like what we do in Hurler's myotomy. We get very beautiful plane in this, but sometimes it is possible, like we might injure the the longitudinal muscle fibers also, and then we could get into the mediastinal this thing, but that hardly any damage occurs because the entire procedure is done using carbon dioxide, and small amount of bleeds are there which can be managed conservatively. I'll show you subsequently if time permits. This is a timed video. This is absolutely 7:38 minutes, 7 minutes 38 seconds. Okay. So I don't think I'm overshooting my time.
You can stop here.
You can see this. So as we're getting even, suppose if we don't get a cleavage between the circular muscles and the longitudinal muscles, again we can do this. And now that we have completed this, make sure you go back and check that you've completed your myotomy in the full length, both on the esophageal side and on the gastric side.
Dr. Rao, can you wind up, please?
Sorry?
Can you finish it fast?
My video is timed for 7 minutes 38 seconds. I'm absolutely sure, very sure.
Yeah, already time is up, but...
No.
So,
okay, I'll just close it if you think it is, because as for my, this thing is... And this is the mucosal incision that we make, vertical incision that is closed with these clips here. Thank you very much again.